Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to how to deal with toxic people. Gaur does. So I'm not sure how other people deal with toxic people, but I don't really deal with any. I don't really have too many. I'm trying to think if there's any toxic people in my life. I don't think so, but I don't usually deal with them. And honestly, I deal with them almost the same way I deal with just regular people. If it gets too bad, I guess technically they're supposed to be really, really bad. I just ignore them, move on. And let's go ahead and hear what he has to say.
In a certain company, a young employee went to the HR head and said, I can't work here any longer. I want to quit this job. The HR head asked, why? Please tell me what happened. The whole atmosphere is so toxic to my mind, replied the young man. There are people here who are into a lot of politics. Then there are those who talk negative all the time. Some spend most of their time gossiping than working. I don't think I can handle this any longer. The HR head said, okay, but I have a request to make before you leave. The man asked, please tell me, what can I do for you, sir? The HR head said, I want you to do this one last thing sincerely. I want you to take a glass of water filled to the brim and walk around the office area 3 times without spilling a single drop of water on the floor. After that, you may leave the job if you wish. Though it sounded weird, the man thought it was just a matter of few minutes. Anyways, he took a glass full of water and walked 3 times around the office floor. He then came to the HR head to tell him that he was done. The HR head asked, when you were walking around the office floor, did you see any employee speaking badly about another employee? Any gossips? Any disturbances? The man replied, no. The HR head further asked, did you see any employee looking at another employee in a wrong way? No, replied the young man. And you know why? Asked the HR head.
You're
Because
focused?
you were focused on the glass to make sure you didn't tip over and spill any water. And the same goes with our life. When we focus on our priorities, we don't have the time to see all the drama around us, the mistakes of others, gossip, politics, negativity, etc. The fact is, anywhere we go, we're going to find toxic people. Change of job or change of situation doesn't necessarily ensure freedom from such people. We should certainly do what we can to positively change things around us. But when we know that we've done our best and things still remain more or less the same, we should shift our focus to the glass of water, our priorities, our growth, our excellence, and then we won't be as much affected by the negativity around us. And if it is absolutely beyond our capacity to handle, we may actually need a change, knowing well that the new job or the new situation will bring fresh complexities along with them as well.
Okay, so a lot of realities there. I was gonna say, yeah, you can no matter where you go, there's probably gonna be some toxic people, but maybe some that you can handle more than others. And I, I look at the reality of when you're walking around with the glass of water, you still may hear the gossips and stuff. Just because you're carrying something and focus on it doesn't mean everything else is tuned out. Not necessarily. There are some people who can, and there are some people who are able to potentially do both. But I get what he's trying to say. Essentially, he did say it's the fact that you should focus on important things in life Holding that glass of water is not important, but it's the idea behind it for sure. So yes, and that's the thing. I wasn't necessarily saying that in the very beginning. I was more along the lines like I treat everyone the same, regardless. Toxic or not. And if they're really bad, I ignore them because there are other things that I have better things to do than putting up with that person. So somewhat similar, but not quite fully explained in my part. But the idea is still there. The sheer fact that you don't know who is or isn't toxic. You don't know who is having a bad day. You may think they're toxic and that's the first time you met them, but maybe they are having a rough day. So I wouldn't necessarily just go off based on their initial reaction, initial meeting, should I say. But there is some was it truth to the first impression type of thing. You should always do a good job of making a first impression. But at the same time, you know, do understand that not everyone is going to be under, how do I say, not everyone's going to be great on their first impressions. So, you know, be who you are, always be the same. Weird to say that. And, act the way you normally would act. So that way you, as a matter of fact, I was thinking about this earlier today. Be yourself because you do not want to be someone that you're not around people because then you have to keep putting up that act. You have to keep being that person that you're not. And in order to be friends with that person, you have to keep putting on that act. So it's better to be who you are and attract people that are, how do I say, that like you for who you are. That way you don't have to change. You don't have to, be someone else to have friends. So I guess that's essentially it. Anyways, that's my reaction to how to deal with toxic people. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up the sound down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.